Imekataa, it's refusing.
They say he used to be the player.
Hi guys, welcome back again to Grownus podcast. It's your host Njeri, and I have missed doing this. I took a break for a minute. Not that anyone asked, but I did take a break for a minute, and now I'm back. Where I took the break is I found myself nilijipata nimetake a break. I sound so unserious, but like I had plans. I know I had actually shared like on my stories that our next episode was going to be the guest, but that didn't work out. So yeah, I decided to take a break, and then the plan was for me to tell you guys that I took this break and I thought about the podcast and I decided to change the format, but that's a lie. That's a lie. I actually came up with this thing like this morning because I just thought I really, really want to film today for the podcast and I don't know what to do exactly. Wait, can you guys see me? Camera inafeel kama iko haiko sawa. Sorry. So I came up with this thing and let's see how that goes because this is my podcast and I do what I want. Okay, so if I decide to change a segment, I decide to add this, I decide to remove this. Yeah, I can do it whenever I feel like doing it. Yeah, so I came up with this thing and we're going to have like different segments. And these segments are really to entertain you guys. I hope it's going to be entertaining, but also to like enrich the podcast a little bit, but also to like help me in my other areas that I am looking to like improve or like So the first segment is going to be a challenge update. So I created this challenge for myself where I'm going to practice something that I'm terrible at, but something that I really want to become good at. I know these are some things that people say it's talent and whatever, but let me dream, guys. Let me dream. So each week I'm going to like give an update on one of those challenges. So the challenges are, one is I really, really want to know how to like dance. I want to know like hata kama ni style moja per month. I'll take it because I'm so terrible at dancing. And I just see people dancing and I get so jealous. I'm just like, I want to do this. So I'm beginning to practice. So hii wiki itakuwa ya dance. It's going to go right after I explain these different segments, and then right after I explain this specific segment here, challenge update. So there's dance, there's singing, and then there's guys, I have really like weak knees. Like, is it just my knees? It's my knees, it's my upper body, it's my lower, like sina nguvu na I just want to become like stronger. So my goal for I want to be able to do like a press up, like a perfectly done press up. Like I want to be able to do like 5 by the end of the year. A perfect one. Achana na yenye like vile professional people do it. I want to be able to do that, to do 5 of them by the end of the year. So we'll see. So for me to get there, I figured that I need to strengthen my arms and like my knees and like I just need strength. So I've been working out sijui hiyo update nitaifanya ni tutakuwa kuna wiki yenye nitakuwa ninafanya like a press up and then tunaweza ona like how far I'm at, right? And then so nimesema singing, dancing na strength. Really, those are the three. Yeah, so this week ni dance. I've been practicing this little TikTok choreography ya dance ya majuu, dance ya kudonjo, and naomba mniombe cause like and I thought I had it. I really thought I had it.
Imekataa. It's refusing.
So yeah, that's that's that. And yeah, naomba niombe. It's really what I can say about it. Anyway, the next segment is going to be called Debate Corner. So this is just going to be me presenting a debate that has happened wherever, anywhere, and then I'm going to like give my side of it. Not that anyone asked, but yeah. So on today's debate corner, I'm going to present this argument. I was having this argument with someone on the internet, and it's based on an episode that I had uploaded a few weeks ago. I can't remember the title, but I'm going to link it here. And so I shared like a short version of it on TikTok, and what that video was saying is really just like create your own truths. And so this person said that me telling people to create their own truths, I'm just like being delusional, because truths cannot be like argued with and truths cannot be changed. So there's no way that someone can create their own truths. And I kind of get what they're trying to say. But in my opinion, I think that truths can both be, or a truth can both be subjective and objective. A truth is not objective, meaning that it can be, someone can argue a truth, because while truths zikona like they're made up of like facts, there's also the aspect of religion or religious beliefs, philosophical beliefs, and people's personal experiences. So let's say that these two people have had the same experience on something, but they both feel different about it. Whatever each person feels, it's true for them. So do you kind of see where truth can be subjective, and when it's subjective, I think it's when it's based on a fact. So we're having this argument, and I think they were wrong, because whatever they presented to be like a truth, what they meant was a fact. Because I think facts people have probably used like have done like scientific experiments. They've measured, they've come to one similar conclusion, and that's a fact, and one can argue with it because there's this evidence and there isn't any evidence to counter this fact. But when it's truths, I think what one is a present like different evidence zenye they all come to like a different conclusion, and that's just how a truth can be both subjective and objective. But then again, I understand how me saying that when me saying that create your own truths and just don't what I said was that create your own truths and just don't like accept everything that you have been told or that you've been told is true. Question it and decide whether or not it's true for you. And I understand how someone can like twist that and use it to justify doing something that is just blatantly wrong. I understand. And yeah, that's really it. I think I've presented my argument. So that's it from me on this like segment or the debate corner. Let me know what you think. Are truths objective or are they subjective or are they both like objective and subjective? Let me know what you think. And yeah, I'm really learning of late. I'm really learning to like accept that we all have like different opinions and we don't have to agree on everything. Like you could think this, I could think this, and we could have like a discussion on the same. And we don't have to like conclude with, oh, you're right or I'm right. We can just like conclude with, you think this is right, I think this is right, and that's okay. That's really okay. So let's move on to the next segment. And the next segment is today's discussion. Like, do you unajua vile nilikuwa nafanya like the previous episodes like where I discuss something. So this is going to be that like segment, the discussion of the day, or like the advice of the day, or like yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. Tuone kama ina work or not. And today I want to present or discuss something that I shared on my Instagram. You guys should really follow me on Instagram. I'm fun. On my stories mostly. Anyway, I shared something like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, I'm not sure. And I was just talking about how being in your 20s is wild. Well, that was the title, but like what I really meant is, I know this is just like exclusively for people who are in their 20s. I don't know, but I'm experiencing it right now. So, or wait, no, wait, hold up. I think I've experienced this almost my entire life, but it just wasn't like this. It wasn't very clear or like evident. Anyway, the thing is about like making connections with people or like making friends. I'm finding it very, 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 very difficult, but yeah, I'm finding like making new friends or like just losing connection with the old ones. It's been quite difficult actually, but yeah, like I've been trying to follow all of these things that people say that you should do to, to make friends, like go to events or go to places and just like talk with people, and you do that, but then I don't know if it's that you don't really connect, or like if you thought that you had connected and then as soon as you leave that place, you guys don't really have anything to talk about or like share once you're out of that whatever had made you guys like connect. And so I'm finding it very, very, very difficult to like make new friends. And then again, I feel like there's, or rather the path that I've found is makes this journey of creating friends easier, is that you just just let things be, just let people be, just let yourself be. Like,
I let things be. I let people be.
I'm beginning to learn that just as nothing is really permanent in your life apart from yourself, people are also not like permanent in your life. And so I, like, reflecting on this, I have come to the conclusion that people don't have to like stay in your life. You can enjoy an experience with someone, you can connect with someone on something, but then if it dies, it dies, and you just like remain grateful that you got to experience whatever you experienced with a person, or you just like grateful that you got to experience someone, and you move along, and you just become like hopeful about the future. Like, you're going to make more connections with people, you're going to have more experiences with people, and it's okay that they get to end, because nothing's really even your own life is not like permanent, so why would you want anything else to be permanent in your life, you know? But like, if it does stay, then it's fine, but you just like don't hold on to things so tightly, don't fight for things, don't yeah, just like enjoy an experience if it's there. Naikisha imeisha. I think it's like, as soon as I reflected and I thought about this, I just felt like life is so fucking beautiful. Like, life is so beautiful that um you experience this with someone, either iendelee ama iishe. It's great because at least you got that experience. Like, being a human being is so, it's so beautiful. Like, you get to make connections. You can make a connection with someone even just for a few hours, like somewhere, and then talk apple, and like you just never meet again, or you never have anything to talk about with that person again, or you're just grateful for the experience that you had. Because when you think about it, you feel like, I had so much fun with this person on this day. I had so much fun doing this. It was so beautiful connecting with this person. And yeah, it's really, really beautiful. And anytime these feelings come up, like lately, I don't like I don't find ways to previously I used to like find ways to either blame myself or like blame someone for, something ending. But right now I just like, if I begin to feel like lonely or whatever, and then I just think of someone and I'm just like, you know what? I feel like we would have had like such a beautiful friendship or beautiful connection with this person, and it just like didn't get to this point. I just think about the nice things that happened between me and them, and then I just like write them a letter, or like I just journal, and you immediately feel better about it. You immediately feel like good. Like, you don't develop negative feelings towards someone, even if, like, let's say your relationship with that person ended on like a really terrible place. You can just think of like when you're writing them a letter. Well, this is how it happens for me. When I'm writing them a letter, I just like reflect a lot on like the beautiful things that have happened, and if there's any negative like thing that I feel, I just like write to them. I actually include it there that you did this, and I felt really hurt by it, but it ended, and it's okay that it did end. But I'm just glad that I got to experience these beautiful things with you. And yeah, life becomes like so much easier when you understand, or when you accept that you are the only permanent thing in your life. And as long as you're okay with yourself, you make peace with yourself, everything else just comes in passing, and you just need to be open to experience it and accept it as it comes. Yeah, and that's it from this segment. So let's move on to the next one. The writing, the pen game. This next segment, you're going to call it the pen game. Because I love writing, I enjoy doing it, but I just don't do it as often, especially for like fun purposes. When I'm writing, it's because I need to write a script or I need to write an article, or like I'm never just doing it because I want to do it. And so introducing this segment, it's for me to just write for the sake of writing it, and yeah, hopefully receive feedback. I don't know how I feel about receiving feedback. But we're becoming better people, and we're learning to receive feedback without translating it to mean that I am a terrible person and I can never be good at anything. Just receiving it as just like feedback and not taking it personally. So I wrote a piece for this. My book imepata maji, and I'm going to read it. I promise I'm going to try and find like a cuter thing for this segment. So I tried to look for like writing prompts on TikTok, and I found one. And then as I began writing it, nikajipata nimebadilisha, and like I didn't even really go with the prompt, but I guess it's a prompt. It worked as a prompt because it prompted me to write something. Okay, and so this thing, I don't know if you guys are gonna get it though, because I guess not a lot of people that watch Nollywood. Hear me out. Listen. My friend a few weeks ago reached out to me, and anyway, we're working on something, and she asked me to like go and see something on YouTube, Nollywood. And kutoka hiyo siku, I'm stuck on it because I'm a sucker for like simple romance storylines, and I like it, and I've just been watching it, and I really, really like it. And now I'm in the phase of Play KE. Like I'm in the phase of promoting African content. So I've been exclusively watching pure African content. I've been watching a lot of Nollywood. I've been watching a lot of Kenyan series, and I've been watching a lot of Kenyan creators, and listening to a lot of Kenyan music. Manzena dance kudonjo. And listening to like West African music, South African music, and I'm in that phase, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm embracing it. So I digress. What was I saying? Right. So this piece is inspired by the whole lot of Nollywood that I've been watching. And if you watch any like if you've watched Nollywood movies on YouTube, then you might get it. If you don't, then I don't know, maybe I'll explain it nikimaliza. But if you can guess it, then that's great. You and I can be friends. And so let me read it. Oh my gosh. Be kind with your feedback. Like if you have something, because writing, I hold it so close to my heart that I'm terrified. I am terrified of negative feedback. But again, I'm learning that, feedback, it's there to like, you can use it to like improve, or you can just like not take it. It's really up to you. And yeah. So let me read it. Ooh, I'm blushing. I don't have a title for it yet, so just like listen to it, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'll explain it maybe. Maybe it's his silent, dominant demeanor that's got me blushing tomato red. His tall, masculine frame that's got me looking up, holding. Maybe it's his silent, dominant demeanor that's got me blushing tomato red. His tall, masculine frame that's got me looking up, hand on my mouth, as I try to hide my smile. See, I met him on the tube a few weeks ago, and my girl Omoni introduced us. Hearing his voice and the slight West African accent reminded me of all the advice to stay cautious of his kind. But I'm just a girl. Sometimes he can be cold as ice. Other times, he's a love charm. They say he used to be the player until his arrogant self met the attitude queen. On a perfect Valentine's Day last year, while serving breakfast, he counted 30 to 31 and said, "You're my fiancé." A girl was excited, finally tying the knot. From a love crush to situationship, and now about to get married. That was until he said it. That was until he said it would only be for a day. What do you mean a day? While I lay in bed all those late nights, toes curling at his every smile, a silent scream every time he leaned in for a kiss, a nervous pause every time he was about to confess his love. But he bruised this love, taken for granted, and now I hate him. I loved him, Okay. Maybe it's his silent, dominant demeanor that's got me blushing tomato red. His tall, masculine frame that's got me looking up, hand on my mouth, as I try to hide my smile. See, I met him on the tube a few weeks ago, and my girl Omoni introduced us. Hearing his voice and the slight West African accent reminded me of all the advice to stay cautious of his kind. But I'm just a girl. Sometimes he can be cold as ice. Other times, he's a love charm. They say he used to be the player until his arrogant self met the attitude queen. And last year, on a perfect Valentine's Day, he served me breakfast. Counting 30 to 31, he said, "You're my fiancé." Our girl was excited. We were finally tying the knot, from a love crush to situationship, and now about to get married. Well, that was until he said it would only be for a day. What do you mean a day? I loved him, While I lay in bed all those late nights, toes curled at his every smile, a silent scream every time he leaned in for a kiss. A nervous pause every time he was about to confess his love. But he bruised his love, taken for granted, and now I hate him. I want to hate him, but I love him still. That's it. What do you think? What do you guys think of it? Well, if you guessed it right, this is based on... There's like titles in there of... Well, in this thing, I'm talking about an actor named Isodike. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I've watched like almost everything that he's acted on, like any Nollywood movie that he's been on that's on YouTube. I've probably watched it, and that's the person that I'm talking about in this thing. And inside there, I was inserting like the various film titles. The various film titles that he's like acted on that are on YouTube. So the first paragraph like describes him, and then the second paragraph is I'm talking about how I met him, which is I met him on the tube, like YouTube, a few weeks ago when my girl Omoni introduced us. Omoni is it's like this channel where I first saw like my first Nollywood movie in a very long time. And so after that I'm just like pointing out the various film titles or the films that he has acted on. And if you can point them out, you can like comment them down below, and I don't know, maybe we'll find. Now let me not promise anything. Guys, welcome to the very, very last segment of today's episode. And this last segment is going to be called All Grown Up Now. And I'm going to like come up with a question and then give my answer and find answers like from different people about like growing up. And so today's question was, when did you realize that adulting is a scam? And I got an answer. I have one answer from me. I have a few answers from an Instagram question that I put out on my profile and on my stories, and and there are a few answers I got from TikTok. So the first one is, when did you realize that adulting is a scam? The first one is when I realized that I have to earn a living. Literally, like you literally have to earn a living. You don't deserve to live unless you're earning it. Like, actually, his concept, it has never made sense to me, but it's true, and you literally have to earn to live. I think this is related to like another one I got. Copy. When I realized if I didn't go to work, I was going to sleep hungry and be homeless. Yeah, because if you decide to skip a day, you have to explain yourself. You might lose your job. And you lose your job, you don't have money. When you don't have money, you can't pay rent. When you can't pay rent or your utilities, you don't have a place to live. And you can't eat because you need money to eat. You need money to eat. The other one is, when did you realize that adulting is a scam? When you don't know what you're doing, but you have to do something, and you're always busy doing something. Like when you're an adult, people are always going to ask you like, unafanya nini siku hizi, uko wapi siku hizi, unafanya nini? Like, you just have to be doing something. Like I remember even right now I have a part-time job, and when I didn't have like anything at all, I was always so fucking busy, and I don't know what it is that I was doing, but I was always busy because it feels like when you're an adult, it feels like you're always on the run. Like you're always just running. You're busy doing something. And chances are, 90% of the time, you don't even know what it is that you're doing, but you're doing something. You're busy doing something. When did you realize that adulting is a scam? When I had to make effort to make connections or have friends. You like making friends. Unajua, when you're a child, you just make friends. Your neighbors are your friends. The ones that you play with in school, in church. Even when you're just like at a restaurant and you meet a child, you immediately become friends. But as an adult, like when you're making friends, you intentionally like have to you're intentionally like looking or like trying to build connections with people. Like, I don't know, you have to attend events, also you have to attend board just so that you can meet with people and make new friends or make new connections. When did you realize that adulting is a scam? When I didn't cook for myself and I slept hungry. This is facts, because if you're living alone and you don't have money to like to get someone to get a chef, if you don't have money to buy takeout, or if you don't have a partner who's willing to cook for you, you're 100% like going to sleep hungry. Even when you're living with your parents. Come on, Mimi, I'm living with my parents and I'm the one who's expected to cook. So if I don't cook, then I'm sleeping hungry. Adulting. When you're a child, you just like go to vibes. Unajua tu utakula like all 3 meals. Man, adulting is a fucking scam. When did you realize that adulting is a scam? When I realized that I'm always working, but I always need more money. 2. When I realized that I had to choose between being financially stable and being happy. Because if you decide to do like something that makes you happy, chances you being financially stable, Zico. I feel like I can argue this, but like still, I think in the beginning, maybe unaweza end up kukuwa financially stable like much later. But like when you're starting out, it actually feels like a pull between being financially stable and being happy, because you have to work. Maybe it's a job that you don't even like for you to get money to be financially stable, and that therefore means that you're sacrificing your happiness, or you're working too much, you don't have the time to do things that make you happy. Adulting. When you're a child, you're just like painting, playing, singing, dance, vibes, man. Anyway, when did you realize that adulting is a scam? When I realized that as soon as I became an adult, I was always lonely. Yeah, adulting is very, very, very lonely. When did you realize that adulting is a scam? When I had to make actual effort to make hiyo tumeishafanya. I think zimeisha. Yeah, zimeisha. That's it. I enjoyed creating this episode. It took me 2 hours or is it 3 hours to do this, but I'm so happy that I got to do this, and I'll see you on the next one. I hope it's going to be soon. I hope I get the time to do it. I hope I get the energy to do it, and yeah, I love you guys. Watch my other episodes. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. I also like if you enjoyed the pen game. Pen game what? The pen game. What's the name? The pen game segment. You can buy my ebook at 100 shillings. It's called Poems from My Notes app. I'm going to link it down below. You can get it on Hustle Sasa. If you can't get Hustle Sasa, then DM me and I'll sell it to you at 100 Kenyan shillings. Pesa kidogo, man. Pesa kidogo. Buy it and yeah. Really. Why did I say really? I don't know. But like, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to my audio gang. I love you and see you in the next one. Bye. No, still struggle with your challenge seeing.